Welcome to Brawlhalla.
With that being said, we're going to go back down. We're going to go with our second winners, a semifinals match. And we got ImLlama back on the screen going up against Megd. And it looks like we got Thatch. He's going to rock the Snake Eyes going up against Megd's Val. A more sword. It's just been the tale of the tournament tonight, man. Just sword and spear, sword and spear. Seems like you can definitely tell the common census of what the pro players think of the meta right now. That is for sure.
I mean, the meta is whatever you can make it be. I've been happy about the Gauntlets play that we've been seeing a lot of as well.
Gauntlets
and Scythe off of Luna, like we just said, has been so dominant this entire tournament. But, you know, as we get farther into the bracket, it's going to be more and more difficult to have, I guess, more of those off-meta picks, like away from Sword, away from Spear. So I wonder if we can kind of put a book note in that and think about adjustments later on. But focusing on ImLlama and Megd, we've been seeing a lot of that Thatch, like you said, so far, Slow. And I want to see more of ImLlama's Thatch. When we had the 3v3 tournament, we had seen ImLlama also bring out the Thatch, and it was just a dominant powerhouse there as well, especially with the blasters. But other than ImLlama, we haven't really seen any blasters at all this whole tournament.
No, he's been favored. I mean, he was popping off a little bit when he was going up against Radish. But he's definitely had a heck of a night. And, you know, he started out tonight's tournament. I'll go back real quick while these guys are facing off on this opening stock. You know, when he went up against Jetby, as I say that, ImLlama sending him up has the advantage. When he was going against Jetby, no, he went down 2-0 in that set. He was kind of, you know, he was playing the Daeyeon. He was doing a little bit of this. Once he went down 2-0, he switched to the Thatch, and he has not dropped a single game since.
It's scary.
Haven't dropped a single game. Yeah, I mean that is a deciding factor. I mean, we all are comfortable with who we're comfortable with, and I mean ImLlama just he thrives off this legend, and we're seeing him putting the pressure on Megd right now. Megd reaching up with a neutral sig, not able to catch with it though, but now reversing it, bringing him back across the map, getting a nice little three-piece in there. ImLlama looking for a good position to get in here. The reverse, the fadeaway Sair in the center stage. Oh man, we're seeing a lot of APOC today too. I mean, everybody's got their favorites today, and we're seeing it set after set, game after game. Look for that side stick coming off stage.
This matchup favors ImLlama too. ImLlama historically in these tournaments has struggled against Spear players, and guess what? Megd's main, as far as we know historically, very rarely ever plays Spear. Megd loves to play Val, and when you have sword versus sword, blasters versus gauntlets, it's ImLlama. This is his field day right now. This is a playground, and seeing 3-1, it makes sense. But I wonder though, and because we're near the end of this first game, I think it's worth bringing up, Slow. Do you think we could see an adjustment if Megd can't convert these next two stocks in a row? That we could see a Spear come out next for Meg?
I mean, he gets 3 stocked. He's got to do something. But we see him go ahead and pull out that recovery. He's going to put ImLlama up in the ceiling of Apocalypse. But, man, he's in a rough spot in this opening game. He is definitely going to have to make some decisions in between game 1 and game 2 and figure out what he was doing wrong and what he's going to be able to do to counteract just the Thatch gameplay of ImLlama. I mean, he's playing 2 defense, guys. All you got to do is just put hands on him. He's going to take damage. He's going to take it rapidly. But his speed and his movement, he's literally untouchable, and we're seeing it happen.
ImLlama is so slippery. Just dodging literally everything. Waiting for that prime point to attack, and there it is again. Like a true fencer, true like Snake Eyes. Good for the entry point there, racking up that damage against Megd. Round a game again. Megd trying to bring ImLlama into the air. Does succeed a little bit, but ImLlama immediately retaliates. Not once, but twice with the nair. That being said, though, a missed sig from ImLlama. Couldn't find the confirmation for that final stock against Meg. That was an entry point for Meg, though, to find some more damage. But again, it's a sword fight between 2 titans, back and forth. The power rankings, a 4-number difference between the two.
Yeah.
Duking it out again on top of that platform.
Absolutely insane. Megd getting the better of that interaction, though. Looking to sit back, looking for another Sair, getting the starve on weapon throw. I don't think he really expected that to hit. He was trying to get the dodge out and come up with a side attack to go ahead and confirm the stop. But that neutral sig is going to get it done. Sending ImLlama up to the ceiling, but Megd just needs a swift breeze to come across Apocalypse right now, and it will take him out of game number 1 and down 0-1 in the set. Man, this is just crazy. ImLlama fighting to get into winners finals. It's crazy.
And And Llama so far has only gone sword. We haven't seen any blasters at all this game. A quick recovery means we
There it
won't see
is.
blasters at all for game number 1. Really, really nice from Llama there. That was so
I
cool
know.
to see.
He's looking really good today. He honestly is.
But that's only game 1, potentially 5. Now, we didn't get to see if there were any legend swaps from Megd. I think the answer is no, because we're already in stage bans again, but
Yeah.
it seems like both parties are sure taking their time this time around. You think we go back to APOC?
Yeah. Oh no. Demon
No.
Island, Urs.
APOC's
we're
banned.
going to small brawl. We're going to small brawl. No, we're not. Fortress Alliance. Okay. No, I think the Val's a good pick. I think it's okay to stick with the Val. You saw how that game started to progress. That he was down. He was down and threat of getting 3-stocked, and he was able to make those adjustments in mid game, start to get that momentum and bring it back. And I think he got it figured out with the Val enough to be confident enough to go ahead and lock her in for one more game against the Statch pick.
All I'm saying is, each time we've seen people record their legends on various tournaments, every time they've been recorded against Llama and Llama's lost, they've always been Spear legends. Only Spear.
Really?
Mm-hmm. You're looking at ImLlama bringing out the Kaya, winning 3-1 against both the Thatch and the Caspian pick of of Llama. And then Stingray, an Orion, a clean 3-0 back in the same tournament right before.
That's very interesting. I wonder if Megd knows that.
Wow, certainly, maybe not, considering we're seeing Val twice in a row now, but that is the comfort pick. 61
absolutely.
times has this Val been rocked.
Really?
And you know what the second is?
No, what is it?
Sidra.
Is it the Sidra? We're seeing it. See, he's heating up on the Val now. I mean, I almost wonder. So if I'm Megd and I win this game, I switch to a crossover for Val. I switch to Michelangelo. I switch to something with different animations to be able to keep my pick that I feel confident in and still be able to just switch things up just a little bit to kind of mix up my opponent. That's exactly what Llama's doing right now. Why do you think he's got the snake eyes? Because those animations are different. They're not what Megd's been seeing for the last 3 years he's been playing Brawlhalla. He's only been looking at him for a couple months since G.I. Joe came out.
I mean, I think
Those
it's
little
just because Snake Eyes
differences,
is
those
the coolest character like ever.
Oh, I know. He's a very, very cool crossover. But it's those minor differences when these guys are so closely matched. You have to come up with those little differences just to be able to get that slight advantage against your OP.
It's 2-2.
Oh, this is so even, Keg.
It's like the first stock never happened.
Jesus, man. I know.
Look at the aggression now from Megd. Megd wants to be on top of Llama almost at all times,
my God,
ensuring
Mayor.
that whatever response there will be a counter response from Meg. Look at this. There's no room for Llama to move. Llama ensures their own life based on movement and just dancing around. But this time, Megd, again, being tethered, it seems like, atop of Llama, ensures that won't be a possibility. Being caught out again. A great sig. The neutral sends Llama into the air, starving that weapon. Now, neither opponent feels comfortable on their secondary weapons. That's perfectly fine. A classic sword duel that we see off stage. Now, Llama has that advantage with the ledge guard. Might be able to catch out Meg in the air, but the weapon throw does miss, but it creates the spacing against Llama, so much so, and now it's even again. Now, you mentioned that defense difference. Val has a lot of defense. Llama,
She does.
only 2 defense on that Thatch pick. Any hit matters here, and especially that one sends Llama way off the stage. The gauntlet's now gone. Sword in hand against the defenseless, seemingly unarmed Llama. But again, Llama able to just be on top, try to tether themselves around, try to deny the ledge guard. It's up to Meg to try to find the second stock. It's down to this. It's almost like the first one again. Never happened, but there's the confirmation off the neutral saying it's Meg to take the lead now over Llama.
I think for about the first time in the set so far that Llama's got that speed of the Thatch, being able to move around, get in there for that weapon drop. Now let's see what he can do with the sword. He has got to confirm this stock, and he's got to do it right now, going a little too high on the Sayer, not being able to get Megd in that one. Nice dodge from Megd, but now he's getting bounced off the side of the stage. He's in big trouble now. Oh, Llama, no downward pressure coming from him. There it is. That was all on purpose. He meant to bait him up like that the whole time. That's what he was doing, I promise, Keg. It was all on purpose.
Now it gets really scary. 1-1. The classic sword fight continues. And I don't know. I don't know. There's 2 very distinct styles happening right now. Megd more so playing into Llama's game. The Llama might be failing at their own game. Look at that damage deep on the orange already.
No.
The setup for Megd is there. No, back onto the stage. There must be some safety now for Llama. Again, no guns. It's just nothing.
No.
Nothing but just swordplay coming through. And Megd might have the advantage on top. Because of that, we're seeing the Siders come by through and through. The recovery into the air, and Megd brings it home and keeps the series alive.
Oh man, tied set going into game number 3. Looks like Llama is staying on that Snake Eyes. Not switching nothing. Not the drip, not the color, nothing. Megd sticking to the Val going into game 3. No stance changes. Still rocking the 2 defense. Opting for the extra dexterity.
Peak comfortability coming out now from both players. I really want to see those blasters come out from Llama. I think those blasters can make a world of a difference, especially now that Megd bringing out that gauntlet pick so early on. Might throw it away the next weapon spawn that goes down, but you have to see what kind of weapons can be thrown out, and immediately Megd realizes, yeah, no, this is not happening. I can't get close with those gauntlets. I need to use the sword. And that's Llama's advantage. You can still find that range with the blasters over Megd, especially if they wield those gauntlets.
Saren his way back up on the stage. The ImLlama clapping right back with a stare of his own, and we have a standoff here in center stage, and neither one of these guys looking to engage, waiting on their opponent to make the first move so they can counter with these swords. This first stock being drawn out here, but Llama gonna go ahead and catch him with the signature and looking for some downward pressure. Doesn't see anything he likes, so he opts to come back. Looking for a lunge over to the edge there. Reaching with the dares, looking for a spot to get in. Megd going way high against this blaster. That could have been trouble. You know, being able to have the range to come up with the blaster recovery or be able to float up there with a nair, that could have been bad news. But that being said, Megd able to come away unscathed. Here comes the D-Sig off those blasters, not able to catch with it. Megd floating right underneath those grenades. And the weapon throw will confirm the stock, but just barely for Megd.
Yeah, and those blasters didn't find a lot of impact either. The down sig should have been enough for the ledge guard, but again, think about the blasters. You need a lot of startup frames in order to have that spacing under control. With the sword, not so much if we see it from the recovery. No sword at all. Llama's going to stick to the one and only sword. Does again give Megd a bit of an advantage being able to utilize both weapons, but those gauntlets, again, just like the blasters from Llama, have found no impact in this entire set. It's been sword versus sword, maybe a little bit of unarmed versus sword, etc., but those gauntlets, no impact whatsoever. Now Megd, sword to sword once again, a completely even game. It's a battle of defense right now.
Oh, absolutely. It's so crazy to me because Llama's good on the blasters. Like, I don't understand why he is
the
just
setup time. It's the setup time and the spacing that Megd can use to their advantage, and that's why Llama can't find any impact.
Absolutely. I mean, he's finding great marksmanship with that sword. Great edge guard pressure coming from Llama right now. Trying to extend his advantage. Megd trying to shut it down, though. Nair's coming up underneath that soft platform. Llama reversing it around with a Nair of his own. Okay, here we have the standoff in center stage again, and nobody wanting to really commit. There we go. Nice Sarah coming back down the stage. Still no downward pressure off of Llama, trying to set up for some sort of edge guard. You know, we talk about that conditioning. You know, does he keep setting it up like that, and then eventually pop off over the stage to get that confirmed? I have to see if he pulls it out because Megd's going to keep looking for him to be setting back to look for that edge guard. Don't know what's going to happen. Nice in-sig from Megd though up to the top right corner, and that is going to confirm.
Llama tried to play for safety, didn't want to overextend down the stage, but it looks like it was ultimately the downfall of them as well. Megd has that advantage. The blasters, this is the time to see it. So close, any signature at all from Llama will confirm the second stock, but it's a matter of hitting the right hitbox and a no. Again, Llama, that uncomfortability possibly in this matchup is there. Now it's time for those swords to reign true. Weapon advantage still in the favor of Llama. Megd holding down tight, does not want to be the one to initiate here, but the sider to be caught off guard. It's an even stock line once again.
Here we go. I know, man. Who is going to get that advantage going into game 4? I think it's going to, as close as this set has been, as close as these games have been, I think this is an incredibly pivotal game, if I can use my big boy words here. Oh, Megd reach. I know, words are hard, Keg. They really are.
I mean, this is nerve-wracking.
It really is.
Speaking in general, it's just really hard.
I know.
Like, how do we learn how to speak, right? I don't know. It's the things I think about when I'm casting. How did this
understand.
happen? Who are we? But it doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter who we are. It matters who wins this next game. It's Megd now on the back foot. It's Llama who has the high ground. Swords clashing once again,
okay.
but Llama has that advantage.
He's got it. He's got it. Llama's looking really good. The edge guard coming into play here.
Llama
See,
can't
he
edge
went for
guard.
it that time. He didn't
Llama's
go back
scared.
to stage.
You can't
There
edge
it is.
guard that.
Recovery, not enough, not enough. High ceilings on an APOC. High ceilings, not able to take him all the way up. Megd looking to get in there, but Llama no, sending him up to the sky. Another recovery is going to get the job done, and that puts him up 2-1 in the set.
2-1.
600
Llama.
damage coming off that thatch.
600 damage, but just barely being able to convert that into a win. Llama, I don't, we're not in the minds of the players. That's not fair for us to say that Llama's scared to do something. We don't know that. But from our perspective, Llama is not initiating those offstage play styles as much as we've seen other players today. Think about Luna, the exact opposite. Llama wants to have that stage control as much as they possibly can to deny Megd. That makes the only safety zone, realistically, Megd to be off that ledge. But even then, though, if you go back over and try to get back onto the ledge, those recovery, those anti-ledge options are there for Llama, and they work so well. But it's those things you have to think about as you're in those matchups to see what could happen next. And I'm going to say it again, though. I know we never see Megd play these, but I think the answer might be a spear.
You're not wrong. I mean, we know that. We feel that. We see that. I mean, we got the stats. Like I said, that's why I asked you earlier, do you think Megd knows that? I mean,
I don't know.
He needs a Hattori right now. He needs...
But
I really do think that Sword Spear is about the most dominating combination, most dominating kit on that Hattori that we've seen all day long. Those weapons seem to be really good right now, but he says no, no, no. He's sticking to the vow going into game 4, even though this is a winner's side game for him.
It's nerve-wracking. You have to go for your comfortable choice at this point. Maybe it's the stage. APOC banned out. Spirit Realm goes down next.
Immediately.
It could be
Megd
anywhere.
did not want to go back to APOC. Definitely felt like Llama had the advantage over him on that map. And you see he's really thinking about what map he wants to play on and what he wants to leave. We are going to to Alliance, Fortress of Alliance. And we're going to see what transpires from this. Llama looking really good, though. Got to be feeling confident. He is one single game away from battling against Luna in the winners finals.
And this is what it comes down to. Oh, off weapon picks right now for the matchup. Come on, Llama, find some impact. This is the perfect time. You have that range advantage. But
I wanna
again,
see those
you're
blasters.
just, you have to be so particular with how you attack with blasters. You have a small, simple, weird hitbox at times, but it can work out, and Meg is able to find a little bit of retaliation off of it, but there we go, that conditioning you spoke of last game. We saw it a little bit there. Playing into the spacing of those blasters, the sword is back, and now Llama has that clear, distinct advantage starting things off.
The second he had the opportunity to switch the sword, there was no hesitation.
Can you
He
blame
wants
him?
nothing to do with those blasters. No. Oh, okay. All right. Thank you for making me look like I don't know what I'm talking about, Llama. Can always appreciate you. As he tosses the sword and switches right back over to blasters. See what he can do with them. I mean, this is actually smart. If he feels like he has something with them, I mean, Megd hasn't seen them. We're in game 4, and Megd literally has not seen those blasters. So Llama might be able to be enough to mix him up to be able to take a good lead here in game number 4. See if he can get underneath them, looking for some sort of upward pressure, but nothing to be found. Megd getting underneath him with the recovery, tossing the gauntlets. He doesn't want anything to do with those. He's feeling good on the sword. Okay, D-Light, Sayer. Llama sitting up on that soft platform looking for a dare. Cannot find it. Megd bouncing back, looking for Llama to commit so he can come in and counter with that sword. And Llama's not doing it nice in there. What is he? Is Megd? Megd knows he wants that sword back. What? Almost like he was guarding. No. Down stick coming down. And Llama's going to stay on it. What a dare, bro.
You're not expecting the offstage play from Llama after what we had seen the last 2 games, but here it is, the surprise. Llama still has a lot of rabbits in that magic hat, but no offstage. Llama, that comfortability factor should be the setup for Megd. Hit swatted away by the side air. The blasters have returned. And again, we're a bit at a stalemate. throws those weapons away. Down to be unarmed. Sword versus sword, but starting out that first stock is looking good for Llama. Now Slow, keep this in mind. Megd and Llama have only faced each other 3 times.
That's
Llama
it.
has not won a single time in those matchups.
He's got to. I mean, he knows that. Llama definitely knows that. We talked about what Megd knows. Llama knows that he's never been able to pull a set against Megd, but it's looking like he is in a great position to get it done tonight. I mean, we're even, but Llama has that advantage, and he has another game to get it done if he doesn't get it done right here. But we come down to that stamina aspect. I mean, the last thing Llama wants is to go to a game 5. You know he's working hard. He's playing with everything he has, trying to stay in this set and to finish it up against Megd. Last thing he wants is to have to grind through another game here. Oh, Megd coming up on top. Oh, it is. I mean, you can just imagine the pressure that these players are feeling. There's so much money on the line. I mean, at least all these guys, when you get up here into your top 16, all these guys are friends, man. They all play with each other. They all joke around. They're all, I'm better than you. You can't beat me. Blah 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 blah. And these are the proving grounds. They come down and be able to put their money where their mouth is, literally, and come out here and compete for these huge prize pools, man. Seeing Llama here though, going up against Megd, man, this is awesome. And he has that advantage. Needs to get that bonus damage off this second stock. And so far, he's got the movement to get it done. Oh,
I'm so happy to see these adjustments from Llama. Now that we're seeing more of this blaster, it's throwing Megd in for a loop. It's throwing all of us in for a loop. It's a completely different playstyle from before. Sure, Llama's still dodging and weaving and dancing all over the place, but you have to when you only have 2 defense here.
Yeah.
And a top matchup like this in the winner's bracket. And again, this is for the winner's bracket life for Megd right now. This one stock can make or break the difference whether we see game 5 or we go on to the next set. And it gets nerve-wracking.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, whoever wins the set is top 3. Whoever loses it has to.
But it might end right here.
Oh no!
Llama
on top.
It's Megd.
Sam.
Everything checkmated. The weapon throw doesn't connect.
That's it.
Off stage, the stop comes by. 3-1 against Megd. And that's winner's side for Llama. They get the move on, and Megd goes down with the rest of the Sharks in the lower bracket Slow.
#play Thatch. Are you kidding me?